Hey Ernie, thanks for coming down and thanks for having us on your show today. Today I'm going to talk about getting your horse softer and more responsive. Now, it does not matter what discipline that we compete in or that we participate in. You know, when I'm going around doing my clinics, everywhere I go, we're all facing the same challenges for the most part, and that is, how do we get our horses more responsive? Okay, well, without softness laterally, vertically, and collection, which is vertical flexion, I don't think without those parts we can get our horses more responsive. That's what keeps our horses softer and more responsive. So to begin with, to get our horses more responsive, and it doesn't matter if you're in the barrel racing, the roping, or if you have a trail riding horse that, you know, I hear this all the time from people that, oh, this horse, I just trail ride on it. Well, a trail riding horse needs to be as responsive as any horse, because if I'm riding on a trail this wide, I want to be able to stay on that dang trail. Okay, so responsiveness is important in any discipline and every discipline. Okay, but today, before we get into the demonstration on creating that softness in their face, I want to talk a little bit about why it's such a challenge to get that softness in that collection. Because every horse is similar in a lot of ways. Some horses, because of their conformation, it is easier for them than for others. Where I ride a lot of running bred colts, and we started a lot of running bred colts, a lot of those horses are built to go really fast. And so sometimes their hind leg isn't as far up underneath them as, say, a horse that's being trained to be shown in the cow horse, the cutting, the reining, the calf roping, events like that. Okay, so those horses, you can still achieve the same result, but you have to work a little bit harder at it. So before I put my Martin saddle on Casino here, I'm going to talk about a couple things that are limitations for a horse. Okay, so this horse is a horse that I bought from a customer, and he's a nice gelding, he's gentle, he rides around pretty good, he's a decent rope horse, but this horse with speed, for me, didn't know how to collect. Okay, so for me, he was okay at the slower speeds, but as his stride lengthened and we got to moving faster, I didn't like the way he felt. The reason was he didn't understand how to get up underneath himself. So we've heard for years from every good horseman about, you know, pressure and release. We apply pressure. When that horse finds that response, the release point, we release. Okay, so like this horse here was real soft in his face, and he broke at the pole real good, but he broke at the pole real good, but at the same time, sometimes his back could be hollowed out. Okay, when a horse's back hollows out, just like God naturally made them, their hind leg gets out here behind them instead of like this. Put your leg down, Casino. Instead of having that leg up here underneath them. Okay, what helps that horse get that leg up underneath them is this rib cage lifting. Okay, the reason it's so hard for a horse, and it's such a challenge, and it's amazing we get any of them to get round in their back, is look how he's naturally built. A horse is naturally built to where their back is somewhat hollowed out already. Okay, well then we take this animal that's built like this, and we're going to put our saddle on it. Okay, put our saddle on, and then we strap the saddle down front and back. The saddle has a wood tree in it. I mean, the wood does not have a ton of give in it. Okay, and then on top of that, you know, I weigh 175 pounds. Then I get up in the stirrup and get on him, so then I put 175 pounds more pressure on this horse's back. Everything we've done up to this point has done what? Encouraged that horse to hollow his back out, right? So, you know, for years, you know, my journey, I started riding horses for the public in 1981, and, you know, I worked on everything in front of the saddle horn. Okay, I wanted this to control all of this, and that's correct. But this, you know, getting that horse to start to give laterally and vertically in its face is just the beginning. When we try to get these horses round in their back, we have to help them understand to lift that rib cage, get round in their back. When that rib cage lifts, this hind leg comes up underneath them, and then they can get ready to stop and be balanced on their hindquarters and be handy and more responsive. Okay, so I think when when people start to understand that, when you look at that horse's back and you look at how our saddles fit, which the saddles fit great. I ride Martin saddles and my saddles fit them great. But at the same time, when they're already naturally hollowed out in their back, and we need to retrain them that when we do this, okay, when we pick up here, this rib cage lifts up, and when that rib cage lifts up, that hind leg comes up underneath them, and then they're balanced on their hindquarters. Okay, that's why with speed, just like with this horse, with speed, he started to lose that, because with speed, your stride lengthens, your front legs and your back legs are farther apart, that back hollows out, and it takes a little bit longer for them to get ready to get on those hindquarters. Okay, so our next training tip is going to be starting to work on lateral and vertical softness within the face, but also incorporating the body into that so this horse can get handier, more responsive, and stay more balanced on his hindquarters. That's our training tip for this week. Once again, I want to thank Ernie for coming down and having us. We appreciate being part of the show. If you want to look up our clinic schedule or any information on Phil Haugen Horsemanship, just go to our website, philhaugenhorsemanship.com, or go to our Facebook page, Phil Haugen Horsemanship. Send us a text message or email if you have any questions. Thanks again for having us, and we'll see you next time.